Hello everyone and welcome back to Anuradha and Harini's innovative channel. Today we'll be going further into the chapter The Russian Revolution. In my latest video we spoke about one of the most prominent revolutions in Europe, and that was the Industrial Revolution. In this video we'll be going further into the chapter. Come, follow me in my journey. So now we'll be learning a very important term in this chapter, which is socialism. And socialism was actually spread throughout Europe. Who brought socialism? Socialism was brought by socialists who were against the private property and thought that private property is the root cause for all the social evils in Europe. These socialists had divisions in them, and each one of them had different visions of the future. Some said that cooperatives must govern the country, and some said that the governments must encourage the cooperatives to rule the country. Both of these statements are almost the same, but there's one word which changes the entire meaning, and that is government. So one set of the people thought that cooperatives can do everything individually, but others had said that no, government is there to encourage us, and it has to encourage us for setting up a socialist society. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, one of the philosophers in Europe, added that industrial society was capitalist. And they said that if you want socialism, then free all the workers from capitalism. So if you free all the workers from capitalism, it would become a communist society, which is more or less a socialist society only. This was actually followed later, but that we'll be not going so deep into that now. First, we'll learn more about socialism. So we saw what was socialism. Now let's see, how did socialism get support? First of all these socialists, they came together and formed an organization which was called as the Second International. This was a very successful organization, and this spread socialist ideas almost throughout Europe. Workers in England and Germany began to form associations, and they started to fight for better living and working conditions. What did these people do? They set up funds to help members in the time of distress, and they said that we want the reduction of working hours and we want the right to vote. Basically, they want right to vote, which is none other than UAF. So now let me give you a small input over here that after this Second International was formed, almost every country in Europe had a socialist party. So in Germany, the Socialist Party was SPD, or you can say Social Democratic Party. In Britain, it was the Labour Party, and in France, it was the Socialist Party. By 1905, France and Britain got a party, but Germany had a party from the very start. It got inspired by the ideas of the socialists. A very important point to note over here is that these socialists, they were never successful before 1914. They never succeeded in making a socialist government, but still they were represented by strong figures in parliamentary politics, and they were the people who shaped the legislation. But again, till 1914, the government was always run by liberals, radicals and conservatives. Socialists came into picture very prominently after 1914. Before that, though they were planning a lot of things, they did not succeed in most of them. So let's look more into socialism, and come, let's see further into this chapter. So we saw how did the socialism get support. Now we'll be seeing how did socialism actually come into Europe. What was the history behind the coming of socialism to Europe? So let me tell you, socialist thinkers, they believed in the idea of cooperative, as we saw in the starting itself. There was this guy whose name is Robert Owen. He played a major role in bringing socialism. Don't think that Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels did not play an important role. They also played a very important role. There were many philosophers involved in getting socialism to Europe. So what did Robert Owen do is, he made an entire cooperative named the New Harmony in Indiana, and this Indiana is in USA currently. In France, what happened is Louis Blanc, he made a government cooperative to replace the capitalist enterprises, just like Karl Marx said that please replace the capitalist and get a cooperative society, which is more or less a socialist society. And he said that if you divide the profit according to the work done by members, then you can succeed in making a socialist government. Again, here comes Karl Marx. Karl Marx said that workers must overthrow capitalism and rule of private property. Socialist society is where the property is socially controlled. That means now suppose I am working for 12 hours a day and I am giving 12 sheets of paper. I must get my salary according to my work done. It should not be a fixed salary, and the profit must not go only to the owner. It must be divided equally to the work done by members or the people who are responsible for bringing that profit. This doesn't mean that the owner doesn't get profit. He gets 5% of the profit and the other is given to the workers equally. It's not that everyone gets that 95%. 95% is divided equally to the number of workers and the amount of work they have done to get the profit in Europe. So this is how this is how socialism came to Europe, how it got support from the people, and what is socialism exactly and why is it important in Europe. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post it in the comments area. Thank you so much and see you next time.